Hello, good people. Welcome to Raw Vegan Rising. My name is Shane Sterling. These are the 5 signs that you are a high status person. Now, don't fear. If we go over this list and you're realizing, wait, I'm not a high status person. These don't apply to me. This is just a snapshot in time. You can change who you are being. You can change the results you are getting. You can be a high status person, and I will prove it to you. We'll talk about that at the end of this list. But for right now, let's go over the 5 signs you are a high status person. Okay, number 1. You act without cues from others. See, high status people don't need others to tell them when to act and how to act or when to jump or how high to jump. High status people are not looking for society or social circles to tell them who they are. They are self-referencing, possibly radically self-referencing, to where they know exactly what mission they're on, and they get that from their own internal guidance system, not from society. See, most people are just taking their cues from society, and that means that they're sheep, they're lemmings being led off the cliff or led in any direction that the status quo wants to go. This is what mind control is. So to think for ourselves, to be a high status person, we have to make sure we are not taking cues from anyone else except ourselves. That's the sign of a high status person. Okay, number 2. You don't talk about people or events, you talk about ideas. See, high status people talk about ideas that are going to solve the problems of the future. High status people don't talk about events like sporting events or people or worry about the drama and the gossip going on in our society. There's always the distraction of the gossip and this and that. That's even the red and blue in our politics. It's a Punch and Judy show. Distract our attention from over here. Oh, no, over here. No, oh, over here. That's how the status quo distracts us and mind controls us, because it's always keeping us in the conversation of events and gossip and drama and people, rather than in the ideas that are going to solve humanity's problems, ideas that are going to take humanity to a civilization where we can all be proud of, where we're all taken care of, where the weakest members of our society are cared for. You know, these are the ideas that make us a high status person, thinking ahead, thinking of the future, thinking 7 generations ahead, thinking about global status, climate change, a plant-based diet, how we're going to save the world, how we're going to save the weakest among us. So high status people think about ideas, not gossip. Number 3, most people have no sense of purpose in their life. But high status people have a clear mission. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly why they're doing it. They have a clear why, something that drives them to keep going and to follow their mission no matter how hard it gets. No matter what the challenges are, they're on their mission because they know why they're doing it. They're looking ahead. They have a seed planted in their heart that tells them, this is what I need to do. When left to our default world and the status quo, it's going to tell us that we don't need a purpose or a mission. We can just go along and go to work and go to the grocery store and eat junk food and watch sports on TV and watch the news and not worry about any of it, but just go along and pay into the mainstream system. But high status people create change. High status people know how to focus on their mission and cultivate a sense of value and purpose and what they are taking a stand for. It's extremely important that to get the change we want in the world, that we up-level ourselves and create a clear mission. That makes us a high status person. Number 4, a high status person doesn't let the thoughts and energy of other people influence their own thoughts or energy. A high status person is going to be non-reactive, is going to be self-reflective, and as a high status person is going to be self-referencing to the point where it doesn't matter what's going on around them. They know exactly who they are, what they're doing, what mission they're on, what problems they're solving, thinking ahead, thinking about the future, on their mission, knowing what they take a stand for. Left to the status quo, the mind control of our society wants us to go along with what everybody else is doing, wants us to think and react just like everybody else. The Punch and Judy show, the red, the blue president, all the drama going on in our news. They want us to react. High status people do not react. They don't let the external world affect their internal world. The internal world is a sacred place. The quality of our thoughts is sacred. We must protect it at all costs. And high status people know exactly how to protect the state of their inner world and direct it outward rather than letting the state of the outer world direct it inward. That's a high status person. Number 5, unhappy and unsuccessful people just do what's easy. They go along with the status quo. They don't challenge themselves, and therefore they're unhappy. Where high status people will sacrifice for the short term. They'll do what's hard now to create success later, to have happiness later. That means we have to understand delayed gratification. We have to understand how we use parameters and structure and limitations now to create success and happiness. Where unsuccessful, unhappy people do whatever. They go along with whatever society says. They eat whatever everybody else is eating and think that there's no consequences to any of that, when really it just makes them miserable. To create success financially, in health, in relationships, or our purpose work, we have to have parameters. We have to have some restrictions and set ideals as to how we work and what we give up and what we sacrifice today to create long-term success. So unsuccessful people go the easy route. High status people do the hard work now to create happiness. That's what makes a high status person. So regardless of where you landed on this list, we can all be high status people. See, there's a divine higher consciousness that we all have access to, and we access that through our cells. Our cells are actually like antennas. Now, we've become cut off from this through the way we eat, through our diet and lifestyle and chemicals in the environment and stress. But we can regenerate the cells in our body to access these higher levels of consciousness and restore our access to this divine consciousness. We do this through diet. We do this through raw foods. This is why I've been 100% raw vegan since 2017. I'm on the path to regenerate my cells to create the higher consciousness in my body, so I can literally send and receive this divine cosmic consciousness. We all have access to this. We all can become high status, high achieving, high impact people that think for ourselves and have sovereignty and are working to create a better world. So if you need help with this, start with the juice fast. Drink nothing but juices to clean out the digestive system. Get all of the waste out of there, get all of the biofilm and all of the mucoid plaque out of your body. Okay, this starts to clean the interstitial fluids in the lymphatic system, which allows the cells to regenerate. And then you can stay on healthier food. You can digest and absorb your food better. You can get more nutrition from raw foods, from whole plant-based foods. This is what brings your cells back online and gets you in connection with that divine higher consciousness, okay? And then staying on healthy food for a period of time can transform your life. This can bring your status up and get you focused on the mission you know you need to do in your life. Okay, so if you want support, I have my group coaching program called Raw Vegan Heroes. This is a group membership program where I coach people through the process of how to do juice fasting and how to stay on raw foods. Okay, it takes place in a Facebook group. It's $14.99 a month. It's an amazing community of loving, inclusive people. This is not for perfect raw vegans. This is for people who are really wanting to up-level their life, increase their status, increase the connection to the divine with raw foods. Flood the body with biophotons and get on with their process and get on purpose and on mission in their life. 10% of membership fees are donated every month to an animal sanctuary somewhere in the world. These are people who are working to help the very least fortunate beings on this planet, beings coming from the animal agriculture industry who need our help. So when you join Raw Vegan Heroes to get the support and the accountability that you need in your life, you're automatically giving back to those in need. This is how we help each other. This is how we create a win-win-win. And this is why when the tides rise, it raises all boats. This is how we raise our own consciousness. This is how we heal ourselves and get connected to the divine consciousness of mankind. that we are all cut off from. And this is how we become higher status people. Thank you so much for being on this video with me. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe to Raw Vegan Rising. Thank you so much for being on this video. So happy to be here with you guys. Much love. Blessings to all of you. Have a great day. I will see you in the next one.